a reader is going to look at your essay. For what reason? Why do you think they're looking at your essay?
To learn more about the topic.
Very good. Yes. So you are both providing them with a problem and you're providing them with a solution. So assuming that your reader also has the same ideas as you, that this is a big problem, but they may not have the solution. So they're looking to you for that. So you kind of have to give lots of reasons why your solution is the best solution out there. So this is an article and it's about COVID-19 and education, the lingering effects of unfinished learning. Quickly read through it and tell me what our problem statement could be.
So the problem statement would be the fact that students lost a significant amount of education due to the pandemic.
Right. Yes. Why this is a problem? Could you tell me your 2 points again?
They can drop out and it'll affect their careers.
Okay. Anything else?
Low-income households, how they have to keep paying more.
Leads to a cycle of poverty. Okay. These are all very good points. Yes. Background information on the problem. What do you think that means? What information are you supposed to give here?
Information that'll help the reader understand the piece of writing easier.
Yes, the piece of writing, sure, but understand the problem better as well. Now, your problem is about how students have lost education time during the pandemic. So what would your background be then? What information could you provide there?
You can provide a couple statistics about how much time they've lost. You can do it on specific types of schools, like low-income schools and stuff like that.
Remember, though, the background of the problem kind of tells you, kind of gives an introduction to the problem. So you're focusing more on the pandemic. So you can talk about when the pandemic started, and then schools had to, they were forced to suddenly close, things like that. So that would be your background information, an introduction to the problem and the topic itself.
Okay.
Well done. These are very good points. I just want to add a point here. It was a huge health concern. That is correct. But what does that have to do with education?
Some of the parents kept their students home from going in person.
Okay, sure. We were working on technology in the classroom. Now, a couple of things here regarding the reasons for the problem, or reasons why it's a problem. We just need to rewrite reason number 2 as a problem statement. So how do you think we would do that?
We use too much paper, on a daily basis.
Let's say in the education systems, because it's not just schools, it could also be colleges as well, and we're using a lot of paper. Sure. And explaining the solution, again, great job. You've given 4 separate solutions, so that's great. Okay. Yeah, well written. You've written a lot of problems here. Let's rephrase this just a little bit. How would you rephrase this sentence?
Technology helps kids be more creative on learning, on how to learn.
Sure. While that is true, I want you to rephrase it as a problem. So if technology sparks creativity, then what happens if there's a lack of technology?
If there's a lack of technology, students won't be able to be creative and use their creativity.
Okay, let's use words like express their creativity. Sure. We're going to try to use as much varied vocabulary as possible for these essays. Yep, okay. So that's how we can rephrase this sentence. Okay, so what I really appreciate about this first draft is that it seems to be really organized. I can see, for example, in your introduction paragraph that you are explaining why it's a problem and why it needs to be solved. So that's great. Let's just make it a little bit more informative, your thesis statement. So you do have a lot of good information up here, a lot of interesting information up here, but at no point are you giving the specifics about the solutions that you're proposing. What were the solutions that you proposed?
So I know that I propose using electric cars to reduce vehicle emission. And I also, I believe I said eliminating plastic bags and plastic utensils.
So air pollution should be brought under control by citizens' actions. And then you would go on to say that citizens should. For now, I'm going to use the word use, but I'd like you to employ a better word instead of use. The focus of your solution will be electric cars, but in your thesis statement, you could broaden it a little bit.
Yeah.
So should use electric cars and should stop using, again, instead of being specific about what type of plastic, just say plastic products.
Okay.
Apart from making grammar corrections, using stronger vocabulary, another thing we need to do is add transition words. Is there a transition word that you can add over here? Just to make the ideas move a little smoother.
You can say although.
Although? No, although
Yeah.
shows a contrasting idea, a different idea. But we're not presenting a different idea here. We're kind of moving in the same vein. The word we can use here is also. A simple yet effective transition word. Another thing I mentioned here is, yes, I'm very happy with the statistics that you've provided. That's great. But you do need to check your spellings and punctuation.